Imagine a different world, an entirely different world from the one you live in. Can you imagine a world without love? Imagine a world with no kindness, with no generosity, with no mercy, no selflessness, and absolutely no hope. It's cruel, it's unkind, and it's unfair. Who would choose to live in a world like that? What if you're choosing to live in that kind of a world and you don't even know it? Go to hell! Now, what kind of a person would say that? Seriously, I mean, a nice person wouldn't say that. So how can I say that God loves you if you're thinking that God is the kind of person who would send people to hell? But what if we've got that wrong? What if God doesn't send anybody to hell? What if people just choose to go there themselves? Think about it like this. What is cold? Cold is not actually a thing, it's just the absence of heat. What is dark? Again, you can't touch dark, it's just the absence of light. So where you have God, you have love, you have mercy, you have kindness, you have hope, you have all these good things. But where God isn't, then you have no love, you have no hope, you have no kindness, no mercy, no selflessness, no sacrifice. This is what we call evil. It is the absence of these things. So what happens to people who want nothing to do with God? I mean, if God's done all these things for you, but you still say no, you still say go away, you still say I don't want you. Well, if God is loving, do you really think He's going to force you to let Him hang around with you? Do you think He's going to force you to accept His solutions for your life? Of course not. He's going to respect your free will. So if you say go away to God enough times, He's going to go away. He's going to leave you alone. You're going to die. I know, it's harsh, it's horrible, it's not a nice thing to think about, but we all know that sooner or later our life is going to end and we're going to end up somewhere else. Now, if everybody who's spent their whole life saying to God, yes, I want to be with God, I want to take God's plan, well, those people, they've chosen God, so they're going to go and be with God. But what about the people who didn't? What about the people who chose their whole life? I don't care if Jesus died for me, I want to handle my own mistakes, my own problems, I want to keep hold of my problems. What about those people who every time God says, I love you, they say go away? Every time God says, I want to be with you, they say, I don't want to be with you. He's not going to force them. So they end up somewhere else. Somewhere where God says, if you want to go there, then you go there. And that is a place where God isn't, where there is no love, where there is no hope, where there is no peace, where there is no anything good. So imagine a world where nobody loves, only everybody hates, where nobody is kind, only everybody's selfish, where nobody gives, where nobody puts others first, where if you're in trouble, no one's coming to help you. The important thing to remember is that God doesn't have to send people to hell. When people choose to reject God, they're rejecting all good things. And so if God respects them and leaves them in that place with no good things, well, that's what we can call hell. God doesn't send you there because He hates you. You choose to go there, and He allows it because He loves you. God has done everything He can to save you. He gave you love. He gave you all the good things that exist in this world. And even when we made a mistake, He even sent His own Son to pay the price and to help us deal with all of our problems, all of our mistakes, past and future. God loves you. You've messed up. 3, Jesus died for you. 4, you have a choice to make. There are 2 worlds available to you. One is the one where you reject God, or you can choose a world with God, where you have a loving relationship, where you feel His love, but also you accept what that means, which is that Jesus took all of your bad stuff. He's took it already, the stuff you've done and the stuff you've yet to do. He took it all, and He wants to help you live your life so that you can avoid those things in the future. It's one choice, and it's a choice for you to make. No one can make it for you. God will not. He will not force you to choose Him. He will respect your free will no matter what you choose. So what do? Now you've decided, I want to choose God. Well, it couldn't be easier. God is listening to your thoughts. God knows what you're thinking. So all you got to do is tell him, God, I choose you. I choose you. You just make that statement in your head. And as long as you mean that, as long as that's a real thing, God hears that and he knows. So then go and find someone from a church, someone from your church youth group or whatever, someone who you know knows a bit about God. Go and tell them that you've made a decision, and they'll tell you what to do next. They'll tell you how to make this real in your life. It's a really simple choice, but at the end of the day, it is your choice. And it's your choice because, back to the beginning where we started, God loves you.